Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about Renown, and more specifically we're going to talk about the brand new Renown linked to the Liberation of Undermine raid in patch 11.1. Yeah, a reputation specifically linked to a raid. I think this is a first for World of Warcraft. But before we do jump into all of the details on that, I do want to shout out my Patreon. I've just started posting over there regularly, so if you do want to support the channel that way, I will leave a link down below. And shout out to all my patrons who are currently subscribed. Right, so yes, Liberation of Undermine is coming in patch 11.1. This is an 8-boss goblin themed raid with some absolutely insane looking mechanics and bosses and just a crazy time. Raid testing has just begun. I haven't had a chance to do it yet, but no doubt I will. But one thing that is super unique about this raid is that it actually has a reputation tied to it. From the looks of things, this is literally just tied to the raid and nothing else outside of it, which is super interesting. And the rewards from this Renown actually do link perfectly into the raid and kind of serve as a soft nerf of the raid over time. So let's jump into it. So the reputation is called the Galagio Loyalty Rewards Club. Now we currently do not know how the reputation is gained, if it's from trash, bosses, if it's weekly, whatever. It is warbound, so this is going to be something that is account wide. So if you're, 5 Renown on one character, that is going to be across your entire warband, which is great when you see some of the rewards here. So this is a 20 level Renown. So let's take a look at some of the rewards. So on level 1, you just have obviously unlocking the reputation and the professionals. So it says profession tables, vendors, and crafting order specialists are now available on the top floor of the Intercontinental Hotel. So that is the kind of building in the middle of Undermine, kind of your main hub when you're in the zone. It's also the first part of the raid as far as I'm aware. At Renown 2, we have Step Right Up. So it says allows for use of the Busted Rune Dispenser inside the Intercontinental, giving you a chance each week at obtaining a crystallized augment rune. So that's pretty cool. So you have a chance of getting that from the Busted Machine. You also have Can We Get That Too? It says consume food 100% faster while inside the Liberation of Undermine raid. At Renown 3, we have the Professionals too. So this says earn the respect of Lath Faster and Grit Alpha Drill inside the Intercontinental, giving you access to Transmog and item upgrades inside the hotel. So that's really cool. I like that a lot. At Renown 4, we have Token of Appreciation. So it says speak to Paula Piranha inside the Intercontinental to be issued a Galagio rewards card, returning you to the Intercontinental when used inside the Liberation of Undermine. So that will bring you straight back, which is nice. And Loyal Customer 1. So it says while inside the Liberation of Undermine, your warband damage and healing is increased by 3%. So yeah, a nice damage and healing buff at Renown 4. At Renown 5, we have Fixer Upper. It says gain clearance to use various Fixer Upper stations within the raid, allowing you to repair your items and remove the sated debuffs. That's kind of huge, being able to remove the sated debuffs. In theory, you could potentially lust every pull. Possibly, even on trash and things like that. So we'll have to see what happens with that and how that works. But that's at Renown 5, so pretty early on. At Renown 6, we have Time is Money. So this is to gain a 10% movement speed while inside the raid, which is awesome. While out of combat, of course. But yeah, certainly a nice buff for sure. And we have Wake Up Merc. So it says use the cartel jumper cables to dust yourself off outside of combat, resurrecting with 10% HP. You've got a city to burn. So this is a self-res, as far as I'm aware. Don't know what the cooldown is, don't know how this is going to work, but yeah, very, very interesting for sure, being able to res with 10% health out of combat, of course, so it's not a battle res or anything like that, but certainly going to speed up those pulls while inside the raid. At Renown 7, we have Loyal Customer 2, so it says upgrade your Galagio rewards card to gold, increasing your warband's damage and healing by 6% while in the Liberation of Undermine. So that's really good. Nice little damage buff once again. You have Renown 8, so it says after defeating Vexy and Gear Grinders, Lentil Sprocket will chauffeur you to the VIP entrance for the easy entry to the Galagio's back rooms. So that's a lot of weird words, but essentially that is a raid skip. Yeah, the raid skip looks like it is going to be tied to this Renown, interestingly enough, at Renown 8. At Renown 9, we have the Professionals too, so it says Snicks and Long Pocket and Skitto Screwjack will now sell their Talk and Florendo merch to you outside the Cauldron of Carnage. So I did look into this. Torque and Florendo are the two bosses, the dinosaur and the gorilla, so I'm not too sure what the merch is. Maybe it's some cosmetics or something like that, but I couldn't see anything. There was some battle pets and things like that, so it could be that, but I don't think it is specifically any gear, but that is at Renown 9. At Renown 10, we have Loyal Customer 3, so this upgrades your Galagio reward card to Platinum, increasing your damage and healing inside the raid by 9%, which is awesome, so a really big buff there. At Renown 11, we have Time is Money 2, so it increases your speed out of combat by 20% while inside the raid. And Chip Service 1, it says receive a counterfeit dealer's chip, which you can trade for a cosmetic appearance of your choice from Sando the Rat inside the Intercontinental. So yeah, it looks like you are going to be able to choose a cosmetic item from the raid, which is awesome at Renown 11. It does say it's a warband reward, so I would imagine it is going to be a one-timer there. At Renown 12, you have the Professionals Force, so it says speak to Mickey Junk Feast at the Intercontinental to purchase his special hot sauce, increasing the effectiveness of your consumable buffs while inside the raids. So that's a great little buff there, that's pretty cool. At Renown 13, we have Loyal Customer 4, so it increases your Galagio reward card to black, increasing your warbands damage and healing by 12% while inside the raid. So this buff is getting pretty big at Renown 13. At Renown 14, we have Step Right Up 2, so it says the busted rune dispenser has now been repaired, and now will always give you at least one crystallized augment rune, with a chance of up to 3 for repeated uses. And it says that Galagio is not responsible for any damage caused during this process, so yeah, at least one every week to get a augment rune, which is nice. Renown 15, we have Chip Service 2, so it says receive another counterfeit dealer's chip to trade for a cosmetic appearance of your choice. So yeah, once again, another choice of cosmetic from the raid. And cashing out, so it says the one-armed bandit now has a chance to drop counterfeit dealer's chips when defeated. So the counterfeit dealer's chips, as mentioned a second ago, are just for trading cosmetics, and the one-armed bandit is one of the bosses inside the raid. So one of the bosses inside the raid will have a chance to drop an item which can be traded for cosmetics from the raid, which is awesome. So yeah, really nice buff for collectors there. At Renown 16, we have Loyal Customer 5, so it says upgrade your rewards card to Diamond, increasing your warband damage by 15% while inside the raid. At Renown 17, we have Priceless Payout 1, so it says receive a Puzzling Cartel chip, allowing you to trade for a powerful Liberation of Undermine item of your choice from Ando the Gat inside the Continental. So yes, this is going to be a guaranteed piece from the raid at Renown 17. We're not sure what item level or anything like that it's going to be, but yeah, you are going to get a guaranteed item at Renown 17. At Renown 18, you have the Professionals 5, so it says earn the respect of Scrambleton Spoonfork, allowing you to access the auction house while inside the Intercontinental, so that's a really nice option. Obviously, now everyone kind of has the mount, so it's not that great, but it probably was quite good before it. Time is Money 3 also increases your speed by 30% while outside of combat inside the Liberation of Undermine, so you're going to be super speedy running around the raid. At Renown 19, we have Loyal Customer 6, increasing your rewards card to Legendary, increasing your damage and healing by 18% while in the raid. And we have Priceless Payout 2. It says receive a final Puzzling Cartel chip to trade for a powerful Liberation of Undermine item of your choice. So yeah, similar to the other one, we are going to get 2 items from this Renown track, which is nice. And finally, at Renown 20, we have Running the Table. So it says your legendary run at the Galagio has earned you the title High Roller. So yeah, you're going to get the title High Roller for completing the reputation. You have Our Doors Are Open. So it says gain the ability to teleport to the Liberation of Undermine whenever you want. And it says because when you're here, your family, a family that spends money. So yeah, a teleport to the raid, a warband teleport to the raid at Renown 20. And finally, at Renown 20, the Furious Florendo. So speak to Vinny Sweets at the Cauldron of Carnage inside the Liberation of Undermine to collect Florendo's keys to use as a mount. So this is, yeah, the Dinosaur Mount. The Mecha Dinosaur Mount will be available at Renown 20 to your warband. It is a very, very cool mount. I love the mount special where it kind of glitches out. It's a really big mount too, so yeah, very much looking forward to that at Renown 20, but we don't know how long that's going to take. That's the only thing here, you know, we have no idea right now. This is super early. This is the first build, so maybe some of these will change also, but it is really great to see, you know, a damage buff coming in, a speed buff coming in, and all that kind of stuff. I like the idea here, but yeah, obviously we'll see the execution, how much reputation we get, how all that system works. If it's really complicated, I'll probably make another video about it, but I would imagine it's just going to be a system of just, you can get reputation once a week from perhaps any difficulty or whatever. We'll have to see how all of that works once the patch launches and the raid launches. Pretty soon, actually, like within the next month and a half, I'd say this is probably coming out. So yeah, guys, let me know down below what you think of the idea of having a reputation linked directly to the raid. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this. This, I believe, is the first time we've seen something like this, so super interesting. But guys, if you did like this video, do leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, I am on Patreon, as mentioned, and I am on Twitter at MrGMYT, and I have a partner Discord channel as well. And I am also streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, War Within, patch 11.1 PTR, all that good stuff, over on twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.